to another episode of Fit Talk and Motivation with your motivator and your personal trainer. Hey, look, we got my wife back for a regular. She's now a part of the show. So, yeah, we back. We're back. Episode 66, finally, of MTMJ Fit Podcast. You happy to be back, babe?
With your girl, Sonya. Hey, y'all missing me. Alright, let's get into this episode. What you want to talk about, homie?
No, we don't. This ain't about whether they miss you. God damn it.
So why am I here?
Hold on. Yeah, like that. Like that. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, fix your headphones. Look professional, man.
No, you ain't talking. You only talking shit because you got a fresh cut. Boy, hush.
Can you stop disrespecting me live on the podcast, please, man? Because I've been asking you for the last couple days to do this podcast, and you've been telling me no. You ain't want to do it.
Michael, what happened the other day? So why you didn't do that?
You said what? You said what?
What happened the other day as to why you didn't do the episode?
What you mean?
What day was you supposed to pod?
Today.
Okay. So what other day did you ask me?
So why you been telling me for the last couple of days that you ain't want to do it?
For today? You just gave me the actual day. You've been talking trash about it the last couple of days. You even tried to sneak record me.
How? Why would I ever do that?
By starting shit and having your phone to record something about what's going on in the episode.
Man, let's get this episode started, man. All that, girl. You know, we always got to start the podcast with some vibes, though. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you rate and review the podcast wherever you can rate and review, specifically on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Make sure you comment below, man.
Yes.
Share the podcast.
Please leave some comments,
some
questions. It don't take nothing to hit a share. Don't take nothing to hit a like or dislike.
All right, let's get it. Hey.
It better be something I want to hear.
Hey. Hey, let's get the... Hey. Hey, don't walk up. Don't wipe away God's oils.
Boy, you sit here glistening like a mule.
Hey, we planned this yesterday, right? In pre-production.
I see it. Giving it away.
See, sometimes you gotta mute people's mic. Hey! Alright, we get ready to get this podcast started.
Disrespect.
We got a lot to talk about, but not really.
Ooh, the disrespect.
Hey.
Trying to mute me.
Hey, you're not muted.
Yeah.
Hey. Alright. Hey, go. Hey, get off your phone.
If it's something I can vibe to.
Hey, welcome to episode 66 of the podcast. Hey, you got Mike and Sonya. Hey, hey. I just want some peace.
Hey.
Hey. Cause she be whining. Hey. Oh. Oh. Episode coming up. Hey.
Make your wrist up.
Oh.
Make your wrist up loud.
Hey, Pusha had a good album.
What?
Pusha had a good album.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you get on my phone?
See, but I'm supposed to be a regular and I can't have no input. What?
All right, let's get to the episode, man.
Why?
Let's get to the episode, man. You know how my booby trapping is. So I ran some topics past her doing pre-production, whether she realized it or not. So which one you want to start with, boo? We can start with the crazies. We can start with the extra crazies, or we can just start with some relatable stuff. What you got? What you think? What we should do, babe? We're going to talk about what you want to talk about. What you want to talk about?
What you got? That's crazy.
What's crazy?
You said the crazies.
Okay, so I want to make sure I get the story right. But anywho, for what I get right, female, uptown or downtown, some part of DC, right, shoots another female, right? She shoots the female, and then after shooting the female lived. She attempts to try to break into someone's home. Police is called. They arrive. The female with the gun is in a security uniform, posing as a security guard.
Wait.
See, I left that part out, didn't it?
She had on a security uniform?
Yeah, she had a security uniform on.
Did she work in security?
No. So look, police get there. They ask her multiple times to put the gun down, right? We find out after the fact that the gun didn't have any bullets because she used them all, right?
So she emptied a clip on somebody?
No, I don't think the clip was ever full.
Where did she get the... She done stole a uniform and a gun?
Yeah, she stole a uniform.
Okay, so what happened?
She stole a uniform and a gun. Police arrive, right? They ask her multiple times. The police suited and booted. They know what they getting themselves into. They ask her multiple times to put the gun down. Instead of her putting the gun down, she say to them, "No, you put your gun down."
Bow, the bitch did. She got shot. She did.
Yeah, she did.
My bad.
Yeah, so
but
look,
yeah,
when I...
That was to be expected out of that.
I think, like, Black Lives... No, we ain't about to talk about Black Lives Matter.
That ain't got nothing to do with Black Lives. That was just stupidity.
This is just a common sense thing. Like, I don't...
Common sense ain't common, so that was just stupidity.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have... yeah. But after the fact, you know, we kind of want to show grace to the family, because I think in certain situations, right, when you lose a family member, it's never easy. But then there's reports that they supposedly told dispatch that she suffering from some sort of mental health. She has a little bit of mental health problems, right? And X, Y, and Z. So what you think about that, babe?
Okay. So the young lady that did the shooting, that's now deceased, condolences, had mental health issues. So the person that called 911 knew she had mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they go citizen arrest, whatever, or even be a support system to help her if you knew she had mental health issues before law enforcement got there? Because the main thing was going to be law enforcement gets there, she's black, she's got a gun, they automatically going to assume the police is out to kill her. Whereas the community could have saved her.
Yeah. So look, let me give you a brief rundown. I want to be accurate now because we still want to show grace to the family. Like I said, losing a family member is never easy. So DC Police was first called to the 2900 block of 14th Street, Northwest, Uptown. Multiple reports of an employee experiencing a mental health crisis.
So she was at work?
No.
It's an employee?
At 5:06 a.m. This happened on April 23rd, right? Said, I'm not going to get a person's name, and I'm not going to say any more about where they live at. Says, oh, guess she was an employee. It said, she says, they described her as a well-liked front desk employee of the building. The resident said that when he got home on Saturday morning, Graham appeared to be distraught and fearful.
So she was already having a crowd for help.
She fled through the back door as her fellow employees tried to intervene.
Oh.
He said she got into her car in the parking lot and drove away fast as police and the ambulance arrived. Less than a half an hour later, police saw her in the 800 block, and where they believe she shot and wounded a neighbor. Okay, so
yeah, she was having an issue.
So essentially, this is an updated report because the first report I saw said she was in a security uniform that did not belong to her. So here it says she was a concierge for a security company responsible for dispatching special police officers. So she was a dispatch.
Yeah, and that is why in security or any job of any type of law enforcement, unarmed or armed, they should always have counseling. Because you never know what somebody's going through. You never know what somebody's intentions are. If you check on your people, that's all it is. Check on your people. Even your strongest have days. So just check on your people, because that's very unfortunate. Mm-hmm. Because if the resident was able to notice that she wasn't herself, then it was very clear that something was wrong. And if she's well liked, they know how she is. They know her demeanor, how she navigates, and to see that apparently they knew it was something disturbing. So it is very unfortunate. And like I said, anybody in any type of job, period, you need to check on your mental, because stuff can happen and nobody ever knows what's really going on with somebody.
Yeah, they said when the police arrived, she was waving a gun and smashing windows when they arrived. They said officers tried for several minutes to ask her to drop the gun on the ground, but she didn't comply.
Okay, so with situations like that, right? She was waving around. Y'all saw her smashing windows. Y'all tried to get her comply. Nobody thought about tasing her. I understand at the end of the day, in these positions, the main goal is to get back home safe to your family or whoever and to do your job. But also, when you are in a situation where you have the opportunity to try to talk someone down, there are other avenues when things come into play of, okay, Let's strategize. Yeah, she got a gun. Maybe all of us shouldn't have guns drawn. Maybe 2 of us, and it's 5 of us, whatever. Somebody else, navigate. Let's tase, however. But if you clearly can see that it's a mental health crisis going on, that's my only thing when it comes to the differences of when somebody is just reckless and being an ass with a weapon and when somebody's really having a mental health crisis. And people, just because you're in a field of law enforcement or any kind of field, nobody ever stops to really think about those that suffer from mental health. Like, they're not human. And that's my biggest thing when it comes to the violence or different things, because when that chemical imbalance happens, they don't really register it until after the fact. Even when it's about to start, they do signs for a cry for help, but if nobody is right there to help, things always seems to go left, and it's very unfortunate when they lose their lives for people who aren't educated to deal with the mental health. And that needs to be put into more training, especially with officers and things like that, to know when they're coming across someone who has a mental health issue and how they can actually help them. You know what I'm saying? Because I can see if she's waving a gun, but if she didn't say, no, y'all put y'all gun down, and if she's like this with it, you could have tased her. Real loud. Because if she did shine the air, but if she like this, yeah, it's me or you, basically. But if she just waving it, they could have did some better preventative measures.
No, they couldn't. You're not gonna tell me to do no preventive measures if it's me coming home versus her living.
But if you was able to say,
put yourself in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. If you was able to say, hey, put the weapon down, and you say she's waving it, you didn't say it was aimed at you, you could have shot a taser versus a bullet. Right or wrong?
Yeah, that's
okay.
True.
That's what I'm saying. But if she did like this, yeah, it's me or you.
All right, let's finish the story so we can get to that. It says the officers tried to talk her down for about a minute. They already gave her a pass because they gave her 2 a minute. They said you have seconds in between your life or the person that's causing you harm.
Right. So you could have tased her.
Okay. Police then fired, killing her. Police wore bulletproof vests and body camera that was obtained at her workplace the time of the shooting, along with special police officer uniform showing a name that was not hers. So she had a uniform on with someone's name on the uniform that didn't belong to her.
But the situation at hand is all about someone that because of X, Y, and Z. At this point, we're not the ones that know all the details for real other than what they have in black and white. But what actually happened is what happened. The biggest thing is, what are the preventative measures for law enforcement when dealing with somebody with clearly mental health issues? It's not about right or wrong in the situation. It's what do you do? Do you have the proper training? Are you just scared? You an officer and shouldn't be an officer. You got into it because you just felt like, if I got a gun, I'm gung-ho. But once you drop that gun, you're a bitch. So at the end of the day, if you had a minute to say, put your gun down, that's a long 60 seconds. Somebody could have tased her. Or, better yet, shoot to not kill. Why is it that it's always convenient that the black person,
oh no,
yes, gets shot and killed, but the white motherfucker with a machete and shit and an AK or whatever can walk right past you?
You changing the narrative of this topic.
Alright, next topic, because we ain't getting over with this one.
You making it about race.
Bye.
I'm telling you, if you was to put your feet in the shoes of that family member, that officer who had to choose whether he was going to make it home to his kids, right, or show grace in a situation where his credibility as a man isn't in question, his training is. You just said he's a bitch. Like, what makes in this situation whether he's a B or not?
I didn't say him.
No, I'm just saying you used examples that didn't have nothing to do with this. This situation, particularly this situation only, was about life or death. Who was gonna make it home? So you show grace without knowing whether the gun was loaded. How many people around her could have lost their life if they just sat there and said, let's taser. Let's say the taser don't work.
Wow, your tasers never seem to work, but the gun do. Next topic.
What you getting frustrated for? How you getting frustrated? How you getting frustrated? Ain't nobody in your family ever been killed by an officer.
You don't know that.
I should know that though. I've been with you since I was 17.
I need for them. All right. Next topic.
You don't choose to switch the topic.
If I'm supposed to be a regular man, why can't we switch?
I sat there and allowed you to speak your piece, and I literally didn't say anything. I just let you talk. I understand where you coming from. You can't just say next topic because you got your point across and you don't want to hear mine.
Getting a point.
No, you did. You got frustrated at your own opinion.
That this topic ain't going nowhere.
What you mean? We having a podcast. We having a podcast conversation.
To disagree.
You don't decide that. I still have to have my opinion.
Yeah.
But now, next topic.
That's all my answers. You can say your opinion and say.
Jesus Christ. Because I promise you, if I've heard your reaction to stuff that I've been into before. I promise you, if my feet was in them shoes, you wouldn't feel that way.
What you mean? If you was what, the officer or her?
If I was the officer. And it was me or her.
Like I said, we don't know
if I was the officer and it was me and her. How would you react to it?
How would I react? The same way. Okay. Because I know how you are.
Okay, so just take away me knowing how to talk to people.
Okay.
And just put me in a situation where I have to use my training.
Okay.
And the training says
shoot
if
first
there's an if it's an intimate threat, neutralize the threat.
Okay.
And I'm using their lingo. That's what they teach. Let me tell you this. I do agree. I think there needs to be a unit that specializes in, because there's a unit for everything. But it's all about the funding. Like I say, it's deeper than just saying, oh man, they need to do more training or they need to do this. All these things cost money. So like if they remember, they trying to defund the police. So now you got to find the funding to be able to provide these trainings. Like you said, common sense ain't common. That the story says a minute, but it could have been longer than a minute. Them trying to get that gun out of range or trying to tell her to put the gun down. But
nobody. Why do they have tasers if they never use them except, you know what? Comment to myself.
Why is it the responsibility of the police to love a family member when it's the responsibility of the family member? You just said check on your people. We constantly talk about that.
Right. I'm just saying when in situations, period, dealing with the police, the taser is never an option.
Yeah.
Unless they're white.
Babe, why are you yelling at me? What's going on? Told y'all, man, she be tripping, man.
I'm just saying.
I don't know what
you like, think about all the scenarios that have happened, and you weigh out officers encountering an African American, a Latino, anybody that's not Caucasian, and the way they treat them compared to the Caucasians. It's mighty funny that they have better approaches and training tactics to deal with them versus the others. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. Because I encountered a situation on Sunday when I was dealing with Becky with the blonde hair. And Becky called the police and attempted to press charges on me. And if I was approaching her in the demeanor that she approached the officer, they'd have had me on the ground in handcuffs.
You wouldn't even been made it to the ground in handcuffs. You'd have been shot.
That's true. I don't know if I would have been shot, but
they'd have saw your big ass flip it out or whatever like that.
They would have lost their cool on me. They wouldn't allow me. I'd have been in handcuffs. I know that much.
Neutralize the threat.
Yeah, I'd have been in handcuffs because they show her a lot of grace.
And that's what I'm saying.
Versus the grace I probably would have been shown if I was the aggressor in that situation. What the hell? Don't touch my computer.
You know what? I'm exiting.
What are you exiting for? Because you frustrated about the topic? Or because I said don't touch my computer?
You just have too many demands for somebody who wants me to be on the podcast.
Demands?
Go to another topic.
Didn't you know that you signed up for all this?
I did not sign up for that.
Anywho, let's move on. So look, I brought up the topic.
Y'all get your merch.
Yeah, get your merch, man. Make sure you get your merch. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you rate and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts specifically. Don't just rate. It takes 2 seconds, man. Just give a rating. Write a one-liner just telling them what you think of the podcast, either positive or negative. I can take it. I'll grow from it. But look, so this past week, Meg, I don't want to talk about this topic because I think this topic is 2 years old? Yeah, exactly.
It'll be 2 years in July?
Yeah, but Meg keeps bringing it up, so
he keeps bringing it up, or the media and stuff keeps it. And she just finally decided to talk.
Yeah, exactly. God, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it, y'all. Just play a little bit, and we're gonna react.
Why?
We're gonna react after the commercial. But look, basically, she did an interview with Gayle King, and basically recounted the events of that night where she was shot. Right. So let's listen to her. Oh boy, they body yada yada in it right now. Let's listen, y'all. Oh no, we need to get to the T. There you go. She just was what's the word I'm trying to use, babe?
You know everything. That's me. Be smart, baby. Smart right on back. She was reenacting what happened 2 years ago.
Yeah. So my question to my wife was, I don't think like I'm the man to be having this conversation, because I think any man that has this conversation, whether they believe her or they don't, sounds insensitive. So if you're in a situation like where this is going through court, why is she able to talk so much and do so much media, and the accuser can't say nothing?
So much media. This is her first time saying anything about it on an interview. So how many so much media? He made songs about it. He did so much stuff outside, so she finally decided to say something.
So she ain't never made a song?
What song did she make about it?
She made a song like shooting shots at that man.
After he did. It's like a tit for tat. But then the biggest thing is, if he did it, right, with all the stuff that's out, how you shoot somebody and don't have no gun residue on you? But the one that's silent does. So did he shoot her? Or did the best friend shoot her? But at the end of the day, she was shot. Somebody shot her. And only those three know the real truth.
But my question is, y'all in a court, right? Why is she choosing a court of public opinion to try to ridicule the guy? Like, what if it comes out he didn't do it?
Right.
Then what?
How he's going to let her know. Everybody going to say what needs to be said. He going to have those being denied. The biggest thing is she lied to the officers when it happened. And it's like, okay, you understand with everything that was going on at the time, you was in fear for everybody's life. So to try to spare everybody, you said that you stepped on glass. And when you got to the hospital, when the police was questioning you, you said it was glass. When the doctor walked in, as they was about to leave, the doctor said you got a bullet and bullet fragments. And that's what was like, oh, wait, so you were shot. So that's what be the biggest thing, and that's going to be the bashing, is that you lied to begin with. And people are not going to see it from the standpoint of her trying to protect everybody and save everybody. We're in the same token. What happened to saving everybody now?
Yeah, I think it's all messy, you know. From
just like they hesitant when Kill asked her. When Gayle asked her if her and Tory had a sexual relationship, and she was hesitant. You fucked the little man. That's just what it was. If it was constant or consistent, maybe not. But you did it probably once. So you can't make it seem like he's a liar about everything. At some point, you're going to have to own up to the truth and the facts. If you, him, and your bestie was all fucking, y'all was all fucking. Things just went left when he told her ass what she said. He told her to dance, bitch. That's crazy.
See, like,
what? That's some little hobbit ass shit. That's something the midget, the short person would say to a motherfucking giant, like, to intimidate you. Dance, bitch, and just start shooting. So she was like, doing like that. Come on now.
Oh my fucking God.
It's unfortunate because nobody wants to play with gun violence, because it could have been worse. It really could have. It could have ruined her career. You know, she got the knees, so she needs her feet to be able to, get it. But at the end of the day, once it's all said and done with court, it's supposed to be sometime this year, it'll all blow over. It's just messed up as to how when it happened, everybody just straight to Tory Lanez ain't this, X, Y, and Z, blackballing him, all this, but didn't do that to her. Yeah, she was the victim, but there was someone else there. And when they did the GSR check with this gun substance and residue, her best friend had residue. That's why she's so damn silent. She ain't post nothing, ain't blink. Where is she? She over there in Mexico with Tupac chilling with some coconuts and pina coladas.
Yeah, I don't know how she recovers from Yeah, I don't know how she recovers from that. If I don't know how he recovers. Like even if it comes out that he didn't do it, like the lost revenue.
But what if he comes out and he? I don't know how you shoot somebody and not have no gun residue. That's what I'm just stuck.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't even have it coming out that he actually did it.
Is it possible she was so intoxicated that she don't know who shot her?
Okay. She was driving a boat, probably.
Because Becky with the blonde hair, she didn't know what she was talking about, and she was intoxicated as hell on Sunday. So
she just wished them all the best in court.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about something we encountered on Saturday. So Saturday we went out to dinner, right? Gratuity. We're going to call this the gratuity topic.
Ernest tried to get us.
Tried to rob us blind.
The daggone waitress hostess at NOLA in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Tried to work us for a 38% gratuity.
Yeah, watch out for that restaurant though, because I wrote a nice little email to them, and they condone that type of business. I'm just gonna let you know this.
38%, and it was
38% per bill, and it was 6 of us.
Bill. Yeah. And their justification was what that? After a certain amount of people, it's 19%. Okay, cool. But after a certain time, it's another 19%. Where that at, homie?
This is what they said.
What was that written at?
So this is their response to my whole message, right? They's like, thank you for reaching out and voicing your concerns. It's our policy to add 90% gratuity on all parties 5 or more. There's also gratuity added to any size party after 10. So basically what they say, any size party after 10, you could be by yourself, which we already know they're going to gratuity you. That's common sense. Everyone's going to, you should tip, right? But basically what they're saying is after 10 p.m., they're taking that tip decision out of your hands. They're going to add it automatically, even if you're by yourself. That's what they're saying, right? So he was like, I'm sorry for any confusion this may have caused. It is never our intention to have anyone feel as if we're stealing from our guests. Because of this, it is posted in our menu. It wasn't posted in their menu. Then he said he will speak to her directly so we can avoid any future misunderstandings. It's not no future understanding because you clearly you didn't read my email. Basically, you just pre-read whatever your policy is and you didn't address the problem. The problem was you tried to charge 19% for me, 19% for my wife, 19% for the couples that we would get both by themselves, and 19%. So basically what you're telling us is because of that, you're going to any party over 6, right? We were there. Our reservation was 8. So yeah, you can't hear nothing, huh? You keep pulling at the headphones, or you push this on this thing. You keep. Basically, you saying after 10. So if we arrived after 10, it should have been a situation. It should have been a situation where we shouldn't have been charged gratuity per person. You don't just decide after we sat there past 10 o'clock to assign us gratuity or whatnot. So when I saw that email, I responded and just basically said, hello, yes, I understand that about the 19%, but not twice per check per guest at the table. That's more like 38% per check per guest. But okay, sounds like this is an acceptable behavior, so we will not be returning, right? And they probably don't care. It's just us. But I'm going to tell you.
That means people before us got.
Yeah.
And the people after us got.
Exactly. That just tells us that.
Because she didn't even know why she was doing it. Because she said, oh, it's for liquor. But a couple didn't order liquor. Oh, it's for beverages. Oh, we just do this at my other job. What the fuck? Okay.
So either there's a disconnect from corporate standard to what actually is going on in a restaurant, because clearly she didn't understand this email. She must didn't know that, because if that's the case, she wouldn't have lied and said, "Oh, we got to push the button twice at my other job." But ma'am, we're not eating at your other job. We're eating here. So whatever policy is acceptable in this restaurant, you utilize those policies. Now, if you're new, then that's even worse, because that means you were sleeping through training. You feel me? But hey, look, we live in a world coming out of pandemic where there's a lot of people that's doing whatever they can to get money. See, what I think it was, and I brought this to my wife's attention, is she didn't want to break bread with the bartender. So she tried to make sure she got her money and she got the bartender's money. So that means she wasn't taking an L at the end of the night. And my thing is, if she's seeing 20 tables in her time frame, boy, she winning. She walking out of there with more money than the bartender.
She caked up, especially if she was putting it for people if they got a lemonade or a tea.
Yeah, these couples ain't even. And see, you know, these are Hasidity people. So when you see the blackness really come out of them, and they're like, "Well, I don't know what
you can't say Hasidity.
I'm not Hasidity. I'm not Hasidity. You know what Hasidity is?
Who's Hasidity?
I'm not gonna say her.
You ain't saying that at our table we had a Hasidity.
What do you think Hasidity is? And what does Hasidity mean in your mind? Huh?
I wouldn't say Hasidity.
What does Hasidity mean, though?
I wouldn't say.
I'm asking you what it means.
Hasidity.
If you're not going to say that you wouldn't say it, then what does it mean? What does Hasidity mean in your mind? What's going on? She need to smoke. I forgot. She did just come off her period. She acting like it. You moody today.
I'm moody?
Yeah, I don't like it. I asked you what Hasidity stand for. I'm going to need you to stop checking your phone. This podcast is almost over. You ain't got to keep looking at your watch and sending text messages. You can't even tell me what Hasidity means, since you're going to say I wouldn't say it. So if you wouldn't say it, then what would you say?
Bougie, say no.
Yes, exactly. Bougie. But the nigga came out, especially when they talked about that double gratuity. I couldn't believe it. I sat there and looked, I said, oh, shoot. Once I saw that, there wasn't no need for me to say nothing. She said enough for both of us. We love her, though. All right, man. So we coming to the end of this podcast, man.
Are we?
Yeah, definitely is. Way past my time. It's like going to sleep. I'm past my podcast bedtime. You see? You see that time frame? I don't go that long. I don't.
You don't go that long.
No, definitely don't. Never. I never go that long. For all we know, that daggone camera don't cut off already.
You don't go that long. 2-3 minutes tops.
Anywho, thank you for listening to another episode of MTMJ
It was
Podcast.
Wednesday.
I'm your motivator and your personal trainer.
Don't try that on me.
Yeah, make sure you strive for greatness. Make sure you're getting better at it. And thank you for listening to another episode. Make sure you rate and review the podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Anything else you want to say before we end? Because I ain't got nothing.
Yes. Support those that support you.
Boom.